I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Senator Bob Menendez urged colleagues on the Senate floor Thursday to support the Anderl Judicial Security and Privacy Act. This bill would, quote, increase the safety and privacy for federal judges. Menendez cited recent legislation that would increase security protection for Supreme Court justices and their families following the leaked Roe v. Wade draft decision. Here's more from the New Jersey Democrat.
Senator from New Jersey is recognized.
Mr. President, I come to the floor today and will, in short order, seek unanimous consent for the passage of the Anderl Judicial Security and Privacy Act of 2021. This bill, which was reported out of the Senate Judiciary Committee last December with overwhelming bipartisan support, is named after Daniel Anderl, the 20-year-old son of U.S. District Court Judge Esther Salas. 1 year, 9 months, and 23 days ago, Daniel was brutally murdered by a gunman who targeted Judge Salas for her gender, her ethnicity, and because he could not accept her judgment in a case that she reached in her court. To carry out his horrific hate crime, the gunman used publicly available information, tracking down Judge Salas to her home in New Jersey and murdering Daniel in cold blood when he answered the door. And after that, her husband, Mark, also was shot and seriously wounded. Every single day since July 19th of 2020, Judge Salas and her husband, Mark, have endured the immense grief of burying their only son. Mr. President, no parent should have to experience such a devastating loss. Yet in the face of so much pain, Judge Salas has channeled it into purpose, embarking on a personal mission to increase the safety and privacy of her fellow judges and their families. Now, Mr. President, I know Judge Salas well. Back in 2010, I was proud to recommend her to the federal bench. A year later, when the Senate unanimously confirmed her by voice vote, she became the first Latina to serve on the District Court of New Jersey. After the horrific tragedy she suffered, I made a personal commitment to honor Daniel's legacy through action. I told her I would not rest until we enacted greater protections for those who serve on the federal bench to prevent another judge from having to endure the senseless violence Judge Salas experienced. The bipartisan bill I seek unanimous consent for is an effort I am proud to lead with 12 of my colleagues, including Senators Durbin and Grassley, Booker, Graham, and Kennedy. Our bill would prevent potential assailants from using publicly available information to target judges or their families. It's a common sense measure that would authorize the U.S. Marshal Service to monitor online threats and deter future attacks. It's so common sense that it was voted out of the Judiciary Committee with strong bipartisan support. I'm talking about a 21-0 vote in the affirmative. It is so common sense, in fact, that just, I think, 2 days ago, my Republican colleagues led a similar measure to safeguard Supreme Court justices and their families. So if the Senate passed an important bill without hearings, directly to the floor to support and protect Supreme Court justices and their families, I think we should do it as well for federal judges. Nobody made an effort to change that bill. There's simply no explanation or justification to protect Supreme Court justices while delaying legislation to protect federal judges who face the same, if not greater, risks. No judge in America should have to fear for their lives as they work to uphold our Constitution, our democracy, and ensure all people have equal justice under the law. Every day that we delay in passing this critical legislation is a day that we delay necessary protections for the guardians of our Constitution and the rule of law. There are 3 branches of our government. One of the essential ones is the judiciary. They make decisions every day about what is the law of the land and what is the answer to disputes among us as individuals and entities. If that judge is fearful that their decisions at the end of the day will lead to violence against them and their families, how long will their judgment not be affected? And therefore, how long will we as a nation be able to say that the rule of law is truly in place. So I ask my Senate colleagues to join me today in honoring the life and memory of Daniel Anderl. Let us do the right thing and unanimously pass the Judicial Security and Privacy Act of 2021 named after him. So, as if in legislative session, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of Calendar 190, S2340. Further, that the committee reported substitute amendment be agreed to, the bill as amended be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.